Every summer, E3 comes and gives us tons of new games, new DLC, new characters, new delays, and new heartbreaks. It always feels like such a celebration of video game history because they really pull out all the stops for these presentations.
Not a thing could stop without me thinking about the way the world stops.
The beauty of E3 is watching for video games you care about, but sometimes you just get someone you don't know talking about a game you care about for 15 minutes, and it's even worse when it's someone you don't know talking about a game you don't care about. Everyone's free to their own preference, but I really do like Nintendo's direct approach, because what Nintendo does is they show you the stuff, then talk about it for the rest of the day. Like, I don't know, I like that approach. And hell, you guys might not have even watched E3, this just might be your recap for it. So let me catch you up on the presentation, because they're always just so jarring, because you either have people who are not excited at all for the game,
Thor. You'll channel the anger of scientist Bruce Banner by unleashing the Hulk.
or people who are, like, suspiciously excited for the game.
And Survivor. You've seen another Elder Scrolls game. See you in August. And we'll see you in hell.
So without any further ado, let's talk about Sony's press conference this year. Oh yeah. Sony decided to pass on the Victoria's Secret fashion show of video games to release the surprisingly numbered PlayStation 5 somewhere else, probably, who knows. Since most of you are here for Smash Bros, let's just rip off that bear-sized band-aid right now. Banjo and Kazooie are long-awaited fighters for this game, and it gave me a really weird feeling when they were announced. When I first played Smash 64 as a kid, Banjo-Kazooie was one of the few other video games that, well, I knew existed, and I always wondered why he wasn't brawling with the boys. That's a boy, right? I wondered throughout Melee as well, but then I guess I started to understand things around Brawl because, well, if I looked like this, I'd probably want to hide away too. Or go under facial reconstruction surgery. Watching Banjo's moveset be unveiled, it filled me with a strange sense of nostalgic joy. I've been wanting him in Smash almost as long as I've known about him in Smash. I don't think I'm too excited to play as him, which sounds weird. It almost has a similar Ridley effect in the sense that I might not play as him a lot, but his inclusion makes me so endlessly happy. On the other side of the coin, let's talk about the Hero Goku, and the Hero. I love the JRPG genre, but I've never played a Dragon Quest game somehow. Despite this, I'm well versed on their impact being the third largest JRPG in the world, even outselling Fire Emblem by a fairly sizable margin. The DLC in Smash is really being injected with a unique serum per fighter, if you will. Joker got an appropriate aesthetic buff, the Hero was injected with Smash 4 custom moves all at once in a resource management gimmick, while Banjo was simply included against all odds, and that's kind of all you need for this rare icon. I could talk more about why I'm excited for these two fighters, but E3 has a lot to cover, so let me know if you just want a video over those. But anyways, let's move on to Animal Crossing New Horizons. To break it away and get a bit personal, my content has changed a lot over the years, and I now prefer fast edited content over long form conversations, and some people like the change and some people don't. I struggled a lot within the past year of accepting that different isn't bad, and with my channel booming from Ultimate, a lot of people kind of see me as bigger, so they have to assume I'm different, and I don't know, like there's so much negative connotation, which it's weird because I feel like I'm the same I've always been. I just prefer different things now. But I'm sure some people miss the old stuff and still watch, so that's kind of why I started Alpharad Plus to kind of upload long form content, because the people who want to see highly edited content can watch my main channel, and if you still want my personality but in long form content, I upload full VODs of videos and just new series on this channel if anyone's interested. Whoa! I'm baby.
That's what I'm on.
I was already butt naked in the shower.
I feel like just the tidy whities to
Yeah, no, it was a night. It was
having Rainbow Six involved.
Bitches use the elevator.
I'm loving it.
All right, Papa. There is something you aren't telling us.
But with that being said, I feel like New Horizons gives me a lot of hope to revive that on the main channel in a way, because I can't really imagine a highly edited Animal Crossing New Horizons series, so I'm debating on making a long-form series very similar to what Story for Glory once was, and I might even stream it so you guys can join in on the action from time to time. Does that make sense? If so, let me know if that's something people want. I've always loved Animal Crossing and I'm excited to play it in March. Delays don't really upset me, because if you have the resources to delay a game, I am much happier with that than a rushed version. Cadence of Hyrule is a game that was not originally written into this script, but I've played it since E3, and my god, this game is phenomenal. If you're a musician or a Zelda fan, or perhaps you're both like me, you will absolutely love this game. It's a roguelike, which is probably one of my favorite genres, and all that really means that it's a different experience each time you play through it. The music in this game is phenomenal, and the gameplay's fun, and everything about it is charming. I really don't know how to gush about this game more, but it's probably like a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever the working name of this game is, really excites me. I've gotten flamed online numerous times for not being a huge fan of the original Breath of the Wild, but it's completely possible for the sequel to fix things I didn't like. I'm not holding my breath and I'm actually reading off a script, and I'm really upset I wrote this because it wasn't a pun, I promise, but I am excited to play this game to completion either way. No matter how you slice it up, the game's gorgeous, I love the art direction, and I'm looking forward to a darker version of it. And also, it has short-hair Zelda? Yeah, that's worth $60 alone. Astral Chain doesn't really leave me with a lot to say except, yeah, I'll play that. I'm not going to talk about every game announced in this video because, like, come on, E3's huge, but I'll at least mention the ones that caught my eye. Mario and Sonic Olympic Games 2020 is probably the biggest surprise on this list. As everyone knows, it's one of the greatest series in video game history, but it really shocked us that they released a new version only 4 years after the last one. Or 2 years if you count the spin-offs. It's hard to predict when these games come out, but when they do, it breaks the internet each and every time. I'm already excited for the next game in the series, whenever it may come out. Personally, I wasn't sold on the new Luigi Mansion. I thought it felt as unnecessary as making Toy Story 4, but then I watched the trailers and I was pleasantly surprised. This game actually looks phenomenal. I'm definitely getting it. I liked seeing Luigi's new moves from Smash Ultimate being represented in this game, or seeing the origin of the moves from Ultimate. You know what I mean. They also decided that making a gooey Luigi was a necessary part of the game, and yeah, that's probably a fetish. Fire Emblem 3, I'm gonna buy it and play it, and I'm not gonna waste your time and talk about it since you guys hate it when Nintendo does, but just know, I might stream it. We'll see. This girl's cute. And I think that about covers all the Nintendo games. I'm personally upset we didn't get an announcement on Bayonetta 3, but well, I'll just remodel Animal Crossing Purgatory for this game. Over the last few years, I have fallen in love with JRPGs. I played Xenoblade Chronicles for the first time in 2013, and it was kind of over from there. I've played Pokemon and Mario RPG since I was a kid, but this was really my first taste of a long-form, 90-hour RPG. And since I got into it all a bit late, I've been trying to play all the games I've missed. In 2015, I was debating on playing through Final Fantasy VII, but then I saw that they were making a new version of it that was absolutely coming out soon for sure. So needless to say, Square came up with an interesting plan on how to release the game. They didn't. 4 years later, they finally started talking about it again while giving us a breathtaking trailer announcing it for March of 2020. I'm incredibly excited to play through this game because it was honestly the best trailer throughout all of E3 in my opinion, and it was for a remake, which kind of feels like cheating. Anyway, tough dudes, big swords, cute, tough girls. I'm sold. Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I haven't finished my series on it, but I watched this DLC trailer and it made me want to. Not because the DLC looked good, but because it confused me so damn much, and I hoped that simply beating the game would help me understand it. As hopeful as that sounds, I'm expecting the rest of the game to confuse me even more, and yeah, whatever, I'll finish the series soon. I also wrote a capital LOL in the script, but I don't know how to express a forced laugh without sounding nervous, so just realize that that was a joke. We have fun here. If you want to hear Todd Howard say some swears, boy, I have the presentation for you. Despite the overly excited crowds, they really didn't give us much to talk about. However, we can talk about how Fallout 76 sucked, and they even acknowledged it sucked, and they've been working hard to not make it suck, and then they said, what about a battle royale?
Gaming, gamers, gaming.
I didn't really want to waste your time talking about Project Scarlet or Google Stadia, much like how I felt like my time was wasted when I was listening to it at E3. But game streaming is pretty much synonymous with the quote-unquote future of gaming. Developers have had their eyes set on it for years, and consumers really just don't care. There probably are some people out there excited for it, but it's definitely not me. But I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but every time I hear someone say the future of gaming, it definitely reeks of the same energy as the Dark Souls of. I don't really remember where Borderlands 3 was showcased, but it's been shown off a bit before E3. I played the other games in the series when they came out without ever touching the DLC, so with that being said, I'm incredibly excited, yet incredibly behind in the series. I'll try to replay the games in the coming months, but who knows for sure. One funny story I have with this game is that the original one actually used Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Cage the Elephant for their title song. I was woken up by this trailer at 3 a.m. as a kid and fell in love with the song. Woke up and couldn't remember what the trailer was called, so I searched Anal Rest because I thought that's what they were saying, and needless to say, my mom grounded me from the computer for a week. Not gonna lie, I didn't really watch all of the Xbox presentations, so I'm not really sure how much Halo stuff was revealed, but I like that shit. Don't know what it is, but I'm down. Again, I wrote another LOL in the script, so just pretend I'm laughing right now. Wait, okay, no, never mind. Halo Infinite, just looked it up. Yeah, dope. I really like how people wanted a new Diablo game and they never got it. They just got it on their phone, which isn't what people want.
A new Diablo game. Because nothing brings a family together like slaying demons.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
So Miku just decided that she would make a Minecraft Diablo, and bada boom, here you go. I think Minecraft is definitely a big enough series where I'm surprised they're just now branching out. Mario has a console library worth of spin-offs, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we start seeing Minecraft sports and whatnot. As cursed as it might sound, that's capitalism, baby. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Is this game targeted for kids? Then why was this the most hyped reveal on this list? I also didn't know that episodes 7 through 9 were confirmed as The Skywalker Saga. I just thought that was a fan name, but hey, that's cool. It just makes me hard to look at the series ever since saying Daisy Ridley on Twitter is one of the biggest regrets of my life. And I'm not even gonna front about Gears Pop. I'm tired of pop figures. I'm tired of everything relating to pop figures. I want something fresh in it. Oh, wait, wrong script. Also, when am I gonna talk about Keanu fucking Reeves? I don't really give a damn about Cyberpunk, but how? Why? What? He literally stole the hearts of the crowds with the whole breathless line.
Is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
And I love you, random citizen.
You're all breathtaking.
And that whole charade combats just how adorable this woman is with her killer top.
It's spooky.
Also, dog. Keanu Reeves memorized a script like nobody's ever memorized a script before and talked about how cool and epic Cyberpunk truly is. Am I gonna buy the game? Probably not. I know this is a lengthy video, but I'm kind of surprised how short the list of games I'm excited about is compared to the list of total games announced. There are a bunch of games I could talk about briefly, but not for more than a couple sentences. You know, like Mario Maker 2, Shovel Knight King of Cards, Ori 2, Animal Crossing But Again, Psychonauts 2, Link's Awakening, but Persona 5 Royal's English release is probably the game I'm most excited for, but it wasn't even announced at E3. I know I didn't mention Ubisoft because I really didn't have anything to say about their games, but as much as I don't like Brawlhalla, this game's cameos is wild. I can't believe they got Adventure Time, and that's kind of all I gotta say over it, and I'm just upset they didn't announce Kingdom Battle 2. Oh, and I don't mean to be cynical, but I'm not the only one who thought this game looked awful, right? I think we're currently in a strange era of gaming where technology is just so good, where it's hard to think of something better than what we have now. With that being said, the comfort in technology makes everyone comfortable with remastering, remaking, and porting games to modern consoles. It's fun to play nostalgic legends, but I do think it becomes concerning at some point where I feel like a majority of the games announced at Square presentation were remakes, remasters, and ports. I saw it a lot throughout the week, but I just wonder how long this can go on. Most major studios like the ones who presented at E3 don't even make new IPs anymore. Companies have just become so much more comfortable with continuing existing series because it makes them money. I guess as a YouTuber I can relate to it since I enjoy Smash and that's kind of all the videos I like to make, but also it gets a lot of views so I can continue making it. It just feels different because YouTube viewers can go anywhere to find the kind of content they want, but if I specifically want a good Paper Mario game, who do I go to? The reality is wait for a 1,000 Year Door remaster because nowadays that sounds way more likely than getting a new good Paper Mario game. I'm getting off topic, so to go back to my other point, Nintendo announced Splatoon as their first new IP in a long time, and then followed it up with whatever ARMS was, which in that game's defense, they were the best motion control based fighting game released on the Nintendo Switch on the 16th day of June in 2017, guys, come on. I'm all for continuing the series that people love, but I'm just kind of coming from a place of missing the innovation that we saw a few years ago. E3 2018 was just kind of a blur to me because I was so focused on Smash Ultimate coming out, but E3 2017 was phenomenal. We saw so many titles from so many developers, and yeah, most continuation of series, but at least it's a bit more than ports and remasters. And I just want to make it blatantly clear that I really don't have anything against ports, remakes, and remasters and things of the such. In fact, I'd even go so far to say I enjoy them. Playing games from your childhood or even games you just missed out on reimagined in today's technology is an incredible experience. I just think my biggest concern is that it's a bit scary when I feel like it's a majority of what's being presented nowadays. I really don't know where I'm going with this because at this point you already agree with me, or you're 2 paragraphs deep and typing your angry comment below. Either way, this mainly comes from a place of platformers being my favorite genre by far, and where do I go for that? Nintendo makes a good 3D platformer, but only every few years whenever Bowser decides to catfish Peach through Yelp, or when a random indie studio decides to kickstart hundreds and thousands of dollars to make a beautiful platform out of nowhere. Platformers are fair and far away from each other in terms of release dates, so what I'm really trying to say is that if anyone out there just wants to casually invest a few $1 million, I'll just make my own.